was doing. I actually worked on a reality show, and I won't tell you the name because it didn't do very well. But there was a scene where it was no, it was on A&E. There was a scene where they were around the table eating dinner, and I had to light each one of them. I'm not gonna have like 10 lights around this smaller dining room table. How the heck am I gonna do that? So what I did is I went to the party store, and they sell the white lanterns, the bulbs. They come flat, and then you open them, and they're like Chinese lanterns. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And put a 60-watt bulb on there, and put it in a dimmer. Hang it in the middle of the table. Guess what happens? That light is going 360 degrees, baby. I don't have to do anything else with that. If anything, I'll bounce a light or two off the walls just to get a little bit of rim, just some definition. That's just kind of, and then you're playing with 3 lights instead of 10 lights, you know? So there's the really cheap ways of doing that. You can really go back. I just saw an interview with CNN. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a conference, and they were interviewing a couple of the guys, and they had one of those Chinese lanterns. But what they did is they painted the back completely black. Okay. So there's no spillage behind it, so you can, face it up, and if it's like right next to the camera, that light is not hitting the lens, clear and a glare, because it's black. It's only creating light in front. Like a paper yeah, they're paper lanterns. They're like Chinese lanterns. They cost. I have 2 of them. They cost me $10.
Yeah, you can get them at World Market. World Market next to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
All Market Square. Another side of the town. Yeah.
Right. Anywhere like that.
So we have this blue filter that I've never used.
Let me see. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Okay, so this is called Bakelite Balancing Filter. And when you don't have those little LED that are blue lights available, you have this. This is gold. You grab clothespins, or in Hollywood they came up with a name for them. They're called C47s. In Hollywood, it sounds better than saying, "Hey, hand me a clothespin." It's so funny how that goes. So we call them C47. You know exactly what that is. Usually, you can cut these to size. I'm gonna write that down. C47s, aka clothespins.
We have some C47s back here.
You do? There you go.
What?
See, doesn't it like already work?
Yeah.
It's awesome. So anyway, these you can cut to size. So if you only have tungsten available and you're fighting against a window that you can absolutely not close, you know that light is blue coming in, and on camera that's gonna look really weird. Nice and warm on one side, really cold and blue on one side. So if you have this available, cut it to size, clamp it with C47s. Now you have blue light coming out of this. It's as simple as putting that's what this is, and you can kind of see it. It's a very light blue. The theatrical blues are darker. They're more like that color right there. That's when you know the difference. It's a very, very light blue. All it's doing is just balancing that when you shoot tungsten through it. So that's what that's for.
It's also, now I can see the reason behind the blue screen and the green screen. Blue screen being outdoors, and green screen indoors.
Yeah, that works like that too. I think that's also preference too. I'm not sure. I think it works better for 24 frames. Like this, you'll always see films, like actual motion picture films, being shot on blue screen, because most of those are shot at 24 frames. So the speed has something to do with that. I really don't understand it that much. That kind of goes more into the guys that edit for me. I don't have to really go into that. I know how to light it. That's the one thing about green screen. If you're using green screen or blue screen, you want that to be completely balanced, perfectly lit in the area that you're going to be shooting. Because if not, when you go and post and try to edit and take that green out, there's going to be only some parts that come out, and some parts are going to be kind of creeping in, and then it doesn't look as good. Yeah. Whereas you can eliminate that by making sure I usually, especially in a wall like this, use the biggest lights available you have and point them 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top from opposite angles and cross them. That fills it up in every single corner that you have. Um,